Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so today, question from the community board is, can we learn more about why we all have this karma to clear? And was this something from past lives of the twins? So those are the first two questions from this kind of karma, the karmic conundrum. So let's have a look. But first off, what I get as a theme doing these readings, understanding the twin journey, meditating, going to source for these answers, these are exactly the kinds of things that I ask the divine to show me. I take my own consciousness into my own hands and I seek that divine guidance. So any of these questions that are coming up for you all, this is a really valuable thing to remember is if you have these questions, take it to the divine. Ask to be shown. Ask to see these things firsthand. But what I have understood is that it's not a punishment that we have these karmas to clear. It's part of this cosmic evolution. I don't want to go into too much of the backstory, but the cosmology that seems to make sense is that this is the way of worlds becoming ascended throughout the galaxy. We have these histories, the Orions, the Lyrans, the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, and us. It's our turn to go up through the ascension status. And so as we are unifying as a global people, this brings a new template of relationship that is both a product and a promise for the future, a product of the old template and the necessity for change, and a becoming, an artifact that we'll look back on and see that we have transferred from an old paradigm to a new one. At this now moment, we are ascending, we are becoming globalized, we are becoming a level one, a one world civilization. We're eliminating war and segregation on the planet. And so we're doing that on the nuclear level with relationships as well. So it's not so much that we are clearing this karma, but we are witnessing the karmic patterns of past generations by necessity falling away as a product of the becoming, the ascended world that we are anchoring, that we are designing, that we are navigating, negotiating with our fellow humanity. It just looks like this. So we're going from the instability waveforms in karmic relationships with all that static to a more harmonized, augmented, more spiritual, more peaceful template as a new building block for societies. Our consciousness is raising, so we no longer want the karmic things, so now we can see them because we're able. We're designing new ways of relating because the old didn't work. There's a whole new set of criteria for our global becoming. And those unstable home situations no longer lend themselves to ascended consciousness, the longevity of the planet, survival of the human species. It is exactly like a caterpillar going into the chrysalis and becoming the butterfly. The imaginal cells that form inside of the chrysalis is like the new twin template. It's a new DNA, a new cellular structure, nuclear structure that creates a new expression. Okay, so that's why we need to clear the karma, because this is a natural process. We witness it as clearing the karma, but it is more of an observation than anything that we have to put too much effort into. We're just saying no to things that don't resonate as appropriate and yes to things that do, systematically. It's flowing through us. And if we witness it for what it is, it gives us great peace, because it's the only eventual destiny to streamline this. We have passed the ascension markers and we're coming through it. And this is how it looks unfolding. A mantra lately that's come to me is, this is what mastery looks like unfolding. Watching all the changes, watching the things manifesting in our own lives in the 3D, and how that beautiful clearing is allowing us to come together more crystalline, more harmonized, more loving. So it's not that we as individuals have done anything wrong. And yes, all the past lives, our genealogy, all the barbaric energies on the planet, they didn't work. They were negative. And we are slowly, slowly getting there. Something that I don't talk about often is the spiritual historical texts and references that come to mind on this journey. One of them is in the Holy Bible. It talks about family curses. I want to say the karmas, the dysfunctions in family lines. It takes 10 generations for a family curse to work its way out of a family line, unless we go straight to the divine to be shown how to change that. We can always go straight to the divine, but the interesting thing is, apparently astrologically, on the Great Conjunction in December of last year, on the solstice, with Jupiter and Saturn aligning, 800 years of familiar karma was released globally. And so all of us became free from these kinds of things. All of our eyes are being opened right now to what works and doesn't work. And so not just the twins are reinventing, but the twins are the specialists that have cared about love, the existence of love, have set our whole hearts on fire to persevere until the end in the name of love. We're the ones who believe in it. That is what qualifies us. And yes, it could be luck of the draw, but we are the chosen ones because we have chosen to do so. There's a lot of information. One of the other things that's coming to me is the idea of the 144,000. I truly believe that that is a threshold template number by which numbers of people need to believe in things in order for the hive mind, the collective of humanity, to suddenly have the thought populated into the collective consciousness. Just as we saw twin flames become household names last year, we saw it explode across the internet in a new way. Almost everyone has heard of twin flames now because it's been so popularized. And that's because enough of us set that standard of the perfection templates, the righteousness, coming back into authentic love connection. And so you can see it's changing from the inside out. So it's not so much we've been punished by the karmas, but we are collectively, as a twin collective, we are working the karmic puzzles. We have signed up for it. We have been called, many of us, even myself from a very young age, consciously crying out to believe in love, to be shown, petitioning the divine to say, show me love. And so this journey has been interesting, but it all works together. There's a river of life that flows through generations and is rolling out through all of us. It's coming through us. We are a conduit. We're a conduit of our ancestors and for our next generations. This is the legacy. This is the spiritual conduit of aliveness and life in this free will universe. We are emotional navigators. We're here to remember unconditional love, and it may not play out always in every generation fully. Our planet swung far out into barbaric energies through cataclysms and struggle and strife on the planet. And the big picture keeps getting bigger. There are so many factors involved with why this planet has been so sacred and why it has been so unique and why it has had struggles over the eons. But this is the lifetime where we have come through the markers of ascension. The legends hold that it has been 4 starts of humanity that have failed at this stage, and that we are the first to actually bring Gaia through it. And so it's a sacred honor to witness this at this time on the planet. This is the lifetime that we are moving from segregation into wholeness, and we're pulling it off. And so it's a guaranteed becoming that we should come into union in new perfected love templates, and that this is the lifetime where that is beginning to be established as a new norm. One of the things that's come through in private readings today, which is a massive energy, is that the divine has said that every true twin couple, like-minded individuals on this journey that are true twins, will all come together to have a reconciling conversation by which all things will be laid to bear between the two, and 1000% mutual agreement will be found whether to move forward in romantic relationship or not. And that if a particular twin couple decides not to, that there will be 1000% peace between the individuals, because it will be that justified which decision to make or not. And so we're not meant to look at union, but meant to come into the accountability it would take to have that conversation. I'm just going to leave that there and go into the next bit. This is what I feel has needed to come through in way of channeling regarding the twin flame karma clearing. One last thing that was meant to come is that the particular karmas that each set of twins clears, you are the divine specialists co-creating with the divine. You are divinely appointed specialists for each of those particular karmas. There are various different karmic templates and collections of twins that would come in and work on those particular karmic puzzles. And as we clear the karmas, we're born into extraordinary lives, unusual lives, particular lives, with just the right time-space coordinates to work collective dysfunctional patterns and unlock unconditional love into those, so that we can give humanity the permission to see them for what they are through the lens of suffering, and to bring them into more productive and enlightened modes of being. I just wanted to say that as an added bit, because it goes with what was said before and it wasn't brought through clearly enough before. So how can we come to the finish line and release karma so that our twin can be brought back to us? By doing the work on the karma that we are facing. Those things that are karma for each of the twin collective pairs are exactly the things that feel like deal breakers or reasons why union between you and your twin cannot happen. Whatever the societal too different energy is that needs to be bridged, that's your karmic puzzle as your partnership with your twin relates. So work on those belief structures in yourself to overcome the fear that you would not be able to come into union with somebody like your twin under those circumstances. Ask the divine to show you what the highest frequency antidote or remedy thought would be for whatever the conditionality is that you feel is limiting your ability to come into union as twins. And that is your karmic puzzle to work. As you do that, it is hand in hand with your mission, with your confidence, with your empowerment, with your worthiness, to channel through the wisdom that the divine gives you. As you become a torchbearer, a light bearer in an increased way upon those themes, you will find there is a gentle flow of it, an authentic flow of it, a sovereign flow of it. And with the quantum entanglement, it gives your twin equal permission to be doing the same karmic processing on their side of the energy. When enough clearing has been done by both twins, the process of coming into closer and closer proximity and alignment has already long since begun, and then it's revealed when it is beneficial for some of these reunions and reconciliations to come in. Even, regardless of if you've been in a romantic relationship or not with your twin, if you have not been in a relationship with your twin, you can still have reconciliation, because it's a reconciliation of your soul coming in. We could look at it as though it's been past lives. There are infinite variations that could be had in this, but it's about refining to the point of consciousness whereby there can be true autonomy and true sovereignty. That analogy of the scuba diving gear with the main line of oxygen to the divine for each, and each having a self-contained life support system in order to go to the depths of the love, to the depths of the ocean of emotion, or to the heights, an astronaut suit, being able to have that your own oxygen, your own connection to source, to go to the pinnacle of peak experiences as a sovereign being. This is the most precise exploration, because our twin is the one that equally mirrors that sovereignty in just the right way. So you will never be returned to your twin in a way that you lose yourself. And the more sovereign you become, the more adept you are at intimacy and true safety, coming in closer and closer and closer into the realms of intimacy. So we're not brought back in energetically if there's too much static, too much unhealed stuff floating around in our energetic atmosphere. That haze is a repellent. It does not allow for increased intimacy. As we become sovereign, that static energy dissipates, and our true polarized charge clarifies, and we're able to be drawn nearer. It's all energy. Okay, my dear twins, let's get into the reading. So I have actually shuffled quite a few decks. I think we're going to do another masculine and feminine comparative read here. So thank you, Divine Creator, for showing us exactly what the masculines are thinking and feeling regarding the connection today. What are they wishing? What actions are being taken? What is the biggest challenge? What is the spirit-guided solution for that challenge? Where is the energy going? Ooh, I just heard the priorities are aligning. For the masculines, I see the first card. It's somehow turned upright, and it is just real connection to source. I'm hearing you're not the boss of me. So divine masculines are truly understanding that feminine energy is not gospel over them. Mothers are typically blamed for so much in some subconscious ways, because that is the first point of contact, and the mother becomes the fault that we are incarnated. It's like the mother becomes blamed for the original separation womb. It's like when a baby chick is hatched and they see something, that's their mother. That's the same feeling I'm getting from this, that our earth mothers become the first point of blaming for being in this God-forsaken land. Wow, isn't that interesting? Cosmic humor. I mean, love your mamas, everybody. Okay, so what can we see? Well, I didn't split the deck for the Divine Feminines. Here we go. So Divine Masculines, what are you thinking about the connection today? Oh, profound healing, which is allowing for this awakening to source, soul confidence, reassurance, and source essence. So there is something about your connection that the masculines have had some reassurance that they may have needed, but they needed to come into balance before this would happen. So Divine Masculines, well done, because you have harmonized. You have become your own emotional nurture. That is union within. The Temperance card is such a twin flame card because it is the harmonization of the polar energy, the polar charge, the feminine or masculine within us that brings inner union. So the Divine Masculines have this beautiful stabilized inner union that is bringing out soul confidence, soul essence, reassurance, and awakening to source. So now, oh, it's bringing up this meme I saw once, talking to Divine Feminines, that said, be so close to the divine that your masculine has to go through God to find you. That's what's happening here. Divine Masculines, you are taking this beautiful, I'm hearing bomb-proof accountability for your own happiness, in internalizing it and plugging straight into source, so that you have profound confidence that you can meet your feminine in an energy and hold that resonance of self. Beautiful. What are the feminines thinking on the mind space? Transformation and passion. Feminines are feeling the passion growing. Feminines are feeling a new kind of breath of fresh air. They know the transformation hasn't fully been completed. This is the death energies. In this card, it's kind of interesting because there is a woman and child here, and then the Pope is fending off the Grim Reaper and protecting this woman and child. So your spiritual resonance, your mastery becoming feminines, is protecting you from the karmas, from karmic patterns, from making choices, faulty choices, I'm hearing. And this is creating a clear circuit for your energy to have this amped up passion, streamlining, a renewal. You've never been so connected to source. Listen to all the energetic terms, electrical, magnetic terms that speak about these connections. They are very elegant in nature, and you are leaving the old ways, the old karmas, Divine Feminine, and because of that streamlining, there is a more heightened, amplified, pure passion frequency that you are engaging in now. And this connection is becoming clearer. It's becoming more authentic. That's the way spiritual mastery feels when it's grounded. It's sovereign, authentic, it's genuine, sincere, it's sweet, it's present, it's crisp. And that is what's happening here. There's some mirroring. So as the masculines are balancing out and finding their own sense of peace and nurture, feminines, you are feeling this end in sight, the light at the end of the tunnel, and there is a growing increase of that spark within, the inspiration growing. Beautiful. Okay. Masculines, I'm hearing resilience as well. That's why I hesitated for the feminines. Your resilience is shining. Tenacity is the word of the day. Tenacity, you tenacious feminines. Okay, what are the masculines feeling on the heart space? The moon in the reverse. So they are very aware. Divine Masculines, you are very aware of your subconscious drivers. And because you have this inner union, your own intuition is clearly able to see cause and effect, linear cause and effect throughout your history, throughout your choices, your karmic choices. You're now seeing where your pain chose certain things that became inconvenient. You're seeing how your greatest attributes have been your saving grace through everything. You're seeing those two themes running through it, and we're also getting chamber of communication, correspondence, declaration, and telepathy. So that's divine feminine. On the heart space, divine masculines have been attuning and tuning in to their divine feminine through telepathy, and that has been a behind the scenes, co-creative, energetic, what would my feminine do? But deeper than that, genuinely, divine masculines have benefited from the energetic connection to the feminine, sight unseen, underneath the surface. And this is showing that many masculines have consciously engaged in the energetic transference through the heart, through this love that has truly been a muse, that has allowed for this clarity, the appropriate clarity to come in regarding energies of counterfeit, of worldly energies, of less than divine feminine, divine masculine energies. This connection has acted as a support for the exploration alongside connection to source, to really understand the inner workings of karma and the world. Wow. Okay, so divine feminines on the heart space. You're done overthinking your masculine not showing love. Some line has been drawn. You're taking the power into your own hands, and you're unafraid to say the wrong thing to the right person, I'm hearing. You are not going to play the waiting game anymore, I'm hearing. You're not going to assume anymore. You're not going to hold up and give away your power at a distance. It's just going to be clear communication. I want to say the word Claire, the name Claire. That's not a mistake, that came out. So if you are Claire, this is a specific message for you. Totally release wondering what the masculine is thinking or not, and just trust the love. Let go with clarity that the love is here. Give up the ghost of spreading energy too thin, overthinking. Trust that the love is there. You would not have this connection if it were not. And deepen in that. Know that when you feel the emotions, when you feel the energies under the surface, there is this telepathic correspondence, and you are co-creators of this journey together. You are learning behind the scenes. You are not forsaken. This is all about finding the worthiness, having the returning to the divine moment where you give up the forsaken energy. Actually, in a private session recently, 3 powers and principalities were released through the masculine collective. One of them was the energy of forsaken. One was duty, and one was ulterior motive. So those 3 paradigms, duty, forsaken, and ulterior motive, have been cleared out of the collective of the divine masculines energy, and now there is much more freedom to choose, free will choices that are not limited by separation mentality. So the divine feminines are really doing what is needed to overcome these things and bring back empowerment to the heart space. It's like insulation in an electrical circuit, harnessing, not leaking, not spreading too thin, not unduly being a battery pack for the masculine through lower vibrational worry and lack and those sort of templates. There's a bringing it back in and remembering the self-sustaining system. Okay, what are the masculines wishing for the connection? to let go of the grieving process and really come back into the appreciation and gratitude. So they're wishing to give thanks for this connection through the good times and the bad, sickness and in health, all of that. They're really literally wishing to give gratitude to you, Divine Feminine. They are so grateful. The great elation, this says, reconfiguration, cycles, and gratitude. They're really just wishing to say, wow, I won the energetic lottery. This journey has been hellish, but wow, I wouldn't trade it for the world, because wow, look at how far we've come, Divine Feminine. So the Divine Masculines are really wishing to continue to embody the gratitude for how this journey is shaping them, I'm hearing. And the Divine Feminines, what's happening over here in the wishing? Oh, wishing for progress, wishing to communicate, wishing to collaborate, wishing to understand what the Divine Masculines are doing on their side of the energy that's bringing progress. Divine Feminines are so highly attuned to the feeling of movement coming in, the feeling of this thing moving, things traveling, but they are out of the loop. This spiritual falconry, not wanting to just pick up on it energetically in the mind space. Divine Feminines want actual communication. They want to know what is up, Divine Masculines. They want to understand where things are at. They want to celebrate your triumphs and wins, the victories with you. They want to be on that inner loop in the 3D as well as the energetic, because they can feel, Divine Feminines can feel that the connection warrants that kind of intimacy in real life through communication and everything. Okay, what actions are the masculines taking? Oh, Four of Wands in the reverse with crystal capacitor, storage, timed release, and focused force. So this is, they're both looking, look at these quadrants, these targets. They both look like targets. Look at that. They're like the same thing. So union is in sights, I'm hearing. Union is in this targeted site, and the crystal capacitor energy, this is really like honing in on, zoning in on. So Divine Masculines are making a plan, I'm hearing, towards union. Specifically, they are pushing through some of the 3D manifestations that need to be put in place. This is also a stability structure. This is a foundational, the 4 energy creates a solid foundation. So Divine Masculines are going to share some of these things in time that they're putting into place. This is beautiful. I'm hearing they're working on something to surprise you with. They may not be even conscious about that, but it will lend itself. In this position, I always set the intention that we see what actions are being taken directly or inadvertently. So this can be a bit of a divinely guided motion that even the Divine Masculines don't yet clearly see what will be revealed and why these intuitive directions they're following are going to be applicable to the twin flame journey. They may not even know, but by being diligent, Divine Masculines behind the scenes, by being diligent and following, it's like Noah building the ark kind of energy. By following that intuitive guidance right now, you are implementing exactly what will be needed for your twin flame union. You just may not even fully understand how yet. Stunning. What are the Divine Feminines experiencing? Putting down control about the new beginning coming in. So literally, Divine Feminines, you are releasing the need to know, the need to have it all figured out, the need to understand what your masculine is up to, and you're just trusting that abundance is on its way. The scarab is about that abundant energy coming in, the lucky energy. So yeah, you're trusting there's a need to know basis here, and that you don't have to be on guard with your masculine, that it's all good things, and there's some sort of a unspoken growing understanding that no news is good news, I'm hearing. Okay, what is the biggest challenge for the masculines? the journey. Chamber of teleportation, exchange, transference, and the journey. They wish they could teleport to you right now. They wish that they could really show you how much love is here. They feel blocked in certain ways because they are so busy, because they're so consumed with the things that they are manifesting, the foundational motions. So this is, I'm hearing real estate and living situation and business plans and templates and design and starting businesses and starting different things and new things that have been laying in wait to be rolled out right now in the masculine's lives are taking the priority from being able to communicate how much love is here and the inner workings of it. This is a block for them. They wish that it was more central, but there's so much backstory that it's not appropriate yet to reveal all of the details because it would take too much energy at this point. And so they're hoping that you can feel their love even if they can't share everything right now. They're also feeling like it's growing more uncomfortable to trust that the energetic exchange is sufficient. This is also giving me the feeling of the masculines feeling like it would be nice if there could be more physical communication and in-person, real connection in person. Yeah. Okay, what is the advice for that? Spirit guided advice, 10 of Cups. It's coming, I heard. It's coming. Divination, intuition, and inner vision. So masculines, tap into that intuition. Queen of Cups is the psychic intuitive, and this is the card of divination, inner vision, and intuition. So if you're not feeling that you are sufficiently engaging with your divine feminine right now, divine masculines, just know it is coming, and keep tapping into the intuition that validates this, that keeps you on course, on par, on point. Keep working this puzzle, knowing your true happiness is coming. This is the rainbow promise. It's all interwoven, it's all working together. It will be. What for divine feminines can we see as the biggest challenge? The passion, the sexual connection, the desire to be physically more intimate with the masculine, to streamline the sexual connection. I'm clearly hearing that. Divine feminines' biggest challenge right now is wanting the sexual intimacy with their masculine who seems aloof or withdrawn in some way. Knowing that this healing needs to happen still. The divine feminines know that their divine masculine needs to heal after third-party situations, needs to put down karmic third sexual connection energy, that process still has not been finalized, that if the masculines are not full-heartedly present through their free will in a complete passionate sexual readiness, the feminines are challenged by knowing that there's still more healing and integration needed before that can happen. Wow. What is the spirit guided solution? This is destined. Even if you sometimes can't see it, divine feminine, this is the destined path. You would not have been given this fairy tale of an experience if it were a trick. Just keep knowing you don't have to understand the inner workings of all of it. It will be revealed in time when this transformation is further along. We're all going through the portal right now. I'm looking for the first card we got for the feminines, this death card, the transformation, the light at the end of the tunnel. This butterfly represents the ascension of the connection and of our own consciousness when we come through, when we get our wings, the imaginal cells that turn us into the butterfly. That's coming. We're in the tunnel. We're in the portal right now, the rebirthing of humanity. We are getting there. So divine feminines, just trust on the other side of this rainbow bridge. We are coming through, and all things will be revealed in time. And you will see the perfect harmony of the way it's all transpired. Oh, so beautifully. I'm hearing in this moment that we will have energetic healing arts in mainstream society that will be able to bring further highlight very clearly. I know that kind of information comes through in my sessions, but as a general whole, we'll be able to know our sensitivities are heightening so that more ordinary people will be seeing more and more clearly as to why everything happens for a reason and what those grander reasons have been. You know, in times coming, we are going to be all able to see those things for what they are more clearly and be able to trust more presently what's happening will be for a greater purpose in time. Okay, which one were we at? Where is the connection going in the near future? Reunion and quickening, exponential expansion. These are the reconciliation reunion energies that have been popping up today on the radar. Judgment and Hanged Man for the feminines. So there's going to be opportunity for the feminines to have a radical new perspective when further information comes to light. This is a card of karma. The Judgment card in the reverse is talking about continuing to stay with the karma clearing in your life, divine feminines, so that you see the inner workings of what has not been for you and what was not appropriate, so that you can continue to choose what is meant for you and say yes to that when it shows up, divine feminine. And for the masculines, you are moving more fully into the energy of readiness to reunite and to actually find, I'm hearing solace in conversation with your feminine, and that's kind of a new energy here, that you have come into that wholeness, the source confidence, the healing masculines, where true communication, heart-centered communication is becoming possible, and that willingness for you to open conversation that way is going to bring speed, Godspeed, into these connections in new ways. I do work with twin flame couples coming into union, and I am hearing from DMs that things are unlocking, and there is a bit of a swoosh of energy coming in. Okay, my dear twins, let's pull one more card. The deck wanted to explode, so let's see. One card for the feminines. What can the divine feminines be aware of at this time? Know your worth. Isn't that the divine feminine lesson? So a declaration here. Know your worth, divine feminines. Just know your worth. That is what it's always been about on this journey. Know your worth. And divine masculines, trust in divine detours, prodigal son energy, the karmic heartache that has been seen through. This is, you know, this year in particular, for those following my readings, we saw this coyote energy with the karmic detours that came up for the masculines in the spring. And this is the remembrance, divine masculines, you have not done anything wrong. It's all been highly instructive, especially if you are a divine masculine twin flame. You have been walking exactly where you've meant to see these things. My heart and compassion goes out for you if they are not what you thought they were in the spring, if things have turned out to be different, if there has been hard knocks, if there has been a letdown, if you have felt hollow, divine masculines, some of these detours needed to come in to show you how divine this love connection truly is and what is really meant for you. This is the energy of being sure. So welcome back home, divine masculines. Okay, many blessings, everybody. Bye for now.